All right, now I don't know if you remember, but if you right click in your window here, we need the safe margin on. Okay, everything we do has got to stay within this inner box. So I'm going to just scale it up just a little bit. Okay, not not to the air, not all the way, just to get us something going. So when you watch these videos for next week, a couple of the interviews are going to say, well, we got a tweet from the governor, okay, and he said, do not drink the water. So this is that tweet that they're talking about. So here's what you got to do for the other 5. You do 5 like this where they just zoom in, but this one has a little bit more trick. So what you want to do is you want to copy this clip, and it gets a little bit frustrating. You want to put this one on top, and what gets frustrating is if we put a bunch of keyframes in here, if we had 100, we're only going to do 4. But if we had 100 keyframes and then we clicked on this one, those keyframes would go away because you're not looking at that one, you're looking at this one. So we got to be careful. So let's start with the bottom one first. So I'm going to turn this top one off, and you see I'm highlighted there because it's white around that one. All right, so if we go back to our directions, don't start at the beginning. So I'm at 12 there, so let's add a second to it. 13. Okay, so now I'm a second in. I want to use this one. But what we're going to do is we're going to do like a fake rack focus kind of thing. It's not going to be blurry, but we're going to reduce the opacity, make this a little bit darker, and then we're going to make another part to come out. So that would be opacity right here. Okay. So remember our trick, you got to hit the stopwatch. And then now the whole, in the directions that say the motion has to take 6 seconds. But we don't want this to take 6 seconds. We want this to come down a little bit faster. So I'm just going to arbitrarily move it over here. I've been telling everybody 35, but you can do whatever's okay to your eyesight. All right, now here's what I was talking about before. We got to go back to that 1 second mark. So we could either type it in right here, go back to whatever it was, I forget. Well, that's the whole point. We want to go back to this. We want to start right there. So this little arrows go in between your keyframes. Okay. So always use those. So I want to go back there. Now here's what I was talking to you before. Okay, well, let's pretend like we put 20 keyframes in there. And then I'm going to go to this one. Oh, they're gone. Where'd they go? Well, they're on this one. Okay, we're going to do a new one now. So we're going to start there. And what I want you to do now, and you're going to do this for all these 5 of them, just type in up here, you got to go to your effects, and just type in crop. Okay, and right there, and then we just have to drag this over to that top one, and you'll see what this means. So at the left, bring it in. Is it doing anything? Oh, I have it turned off. Let's turn off the bottom one and turn on the top one. So I'm going to crop this because it says in our, you don't have to put any keyframes in here. You just got to crop it off. And the governor says, do not use the water. Now, if you want to, you can click on there and use your key, the arrow keys on your keyboard there. And then from the bottom, come up, do not use the water. Okay, so we want this to come out front and center. So if you do the scale, it's gonna fool you. It's gonna go off the screen. Okay, so I always do the placement first and just kind of get a arbitrary, get it in the center and put it down. See, because you got the middle markings right here. Okay, so that's close enough. And we're going to zoom in. I gotta move our picture because it's in my way. Okay, so we got to get that, get it centered. Okay, so that's cool. except I forgot to do something. I did that backwards. So what we really want to do, I'm just going to go ahead and put the keyframes in, and then I'll go over 6 seconds because it tells us to go 6 seconds. So that'd be 18. Okay. And then I'm just going to add those back in. So I could click that and click these. And now I'm going to go back to those first ones and just hit reset. Okay, so here's what we did. So what you want to do, the reason we want to start it with 1 second is somebody says, well, we got a tweet from the governor. So we show the tweet from the governor, and then it says, do not use the water. So what this assignment's doing is it's like we're showing this tweet, but we want the viewer to focus in on a certain part of the tweet.
Okay.
So emergency, do not use the tap water. So it gives a little bit more dynamic to the our images. Okay. Instead of just having it set there like this one. Try not to have it just set there. That's boring. We want to have it zoom into something. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't, just watch this video again.